All right, so taking out the highlighter. That's my nickname here for the Habu. I'm just gonna double check and make sure I've got my telemetry set up for the 4S volts. Yep, 4S. So yeah, I've got this set for 13.5 volts when the alarm goes off, and it is giving us a status report every 60 seconds.
No data.
So we're going to take it out here and get some telemetry data. Hopefully we can get like a min speed and a max speed. Now this guy takes up a bit of runway. We have almost no wind today. Usually it takes just a little bit to get this thing off the ground. It doesn't take off as fast as like a high wing does. And this is the first time I've flown it with the camera. I have found that it is just a little more sensitive to CG than some of the other aircraft. Again, I am flying it on 4S, so hopefully she'll jump right off the ground. I don't like how low the camera is, but so that's about 3/4 throttle. We're in low rate, so aileron roll pretty slow. That's rudder. Just gonna bring it
14.2 volts.
bring it around. I haven't been flying it much, so 0 throttle now. Here's where I think this aircraft is just incredible. Habu STS, 0 throttle coming in for a jet. And look how it just glides. So that was a low speed pass. We'll take it out and set up a teardrop here. Almost started to stall there. It definitely doesn't like the camera weight. And this is a high speed pass. Nope. This battery is a 3500, and that alarm is kicking off when I get heavy into the throttle.
Flight pack 13.9 volts.
So 13.9 volts. So again, I'm on low rates. Let's just watch an aileron response. You can see fairly docile. It will roll over. So 0 throttle. And here's where I think this aircraft really shines. I mean, for a jet, look how docile this thing flies. Just very controllable. Picking up the speed, roll it over. Yeah, I think it's going to be better with the 3700. Now with low rates here, watch, we'll do an elevator roll. Elevator. So certainly no issue pulling that off. Zero throttle. Ah, I feel. I feel like I can't say enough about how easy this aircraft is to fly. I probably have my alarm set too low. So I'll bring it up on the next flight. We're gonna play with ASX3 and kind of show you how that changes things. So I'm definitely gonna reduce that alarm. Now I haven't flown these batteries a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in.
Flight pack, no data.
There is like no wind, so not getting any influence there. And you can see the drift, how long this aircraft will coast. Quite a bit. So it got away from me a little bit there on the runway. Put it down in the grass next to the runway, and looks like the nose cone came off, but airplane looks fine. Camera's good. Yep, still rolling. So got away from me a little bit coming in and just got a little sideways. Looks like our nose wheel connector. All right, so got away from me coming in and got it off into the brush and broke the nose cone off. So that'll be a really simple repair. I'll get that back on there. And our nose wheel, there's a clevis in there that I'm gonna have to fix. But the airplane's all good. I'm sure I'll have it up and flying again in no time. If I really wanted to, I could fix that nose wheel today, but I think I'm gonna call it a day. I can't wait to go back and check out the GPS data. All right, so the Habu had a little bit of a rough, go around. So I love the airplane. I'm not ashamed to say this is probably one of my favorite airplanes. I really enjoyed flying it a lot. I crashed it super hard, broke the wings right in half. I actually have a new wing for it, but I repaired this one, so I'm just gonna fly it with this one until I need to replace it. Very big fan of this airplane. If I was to say it had an Achilles heel, it would probably be this turning gear. Inside there is a clevis, which costs about 50 cents. And if you land it in tall grass, or you land it crooked, or you're harder than you should be on the landing gear, that clevis tends to break. And usually at the field, I'll just replace it right there. But unfortunately today I had like a schedule and I had 2 other aircraft to get to, and so I just did the one flight with the Habu. The nose cone broke off when it went into the heavy grass. This is gonna be no problem at all. I'll have this thing repaired in probably 15-20 minutes. I'm just gonna flip it over and take that fixture off and just replace that clevis, and it'll be back up and running again. The only thing I didn't really get to do was run it through the ASX and show you the differences and the limitations, how far it would bank from the aircraft. We got a chance to go through low, medium, and high rates. So hopefully you could get a little feel from the video and just see the difference when it's in low rates, which I believe are 70% travel and 50% expo. It'll just kind of roll like that. Whereas if you have if I have my high rates on and it's going fast and it's 100% travel with 0 expo, I mean, it rolls quickly. So, I mean, sometimes you want one thing, sometimes you want the other. If you're doing aerobatics up in the big wide open, then I want high rates even at high speed. If I'm coming down to land at slow speed, the high rates are nice. But if I find that if I'm doing a high speed pass lower to the ground, I like the low rates because it just makes the plane, it makes it smoother to control. But nevertheless, we took it up. I haven't looked at the GPS footage. I have looked at the footage, but I haven't looked at the GPS footage. So I don't have the speed data on the airplane yet. But I can't wait to see it. I can't imagine. I don't know. I'm still guessing it's coming in around 60, 65 miles an hour. But it'll definitely be interesting to see. I think next time around, if I could start up higher and maybe fly it a little bit more downward, I could probably press the 75, 80 mile an hour boundary with it without a problem. So that was the Habu flight today. It went really well. I reviewed the footage on the crash on the landing where I went off the runway and landed it in the tall grass. 100% my fault. I mean, I came in about 20 degrees to the runway. I was trying to get the aircraft closer to me for the landing just so we could get a better view of it with the head cam. And I just didn't put rudder in when I should have put some left rudder in when it got it, you know, about 10 feet in front of me. And I just kind of came in at an angle and I just flew it off the runway. If you watch the video, I tried to do the go around and I goosed it, but it was like 4.5 minutes into the flight and I just didn't try soon enough, and it almost made the go around, but it didn't make it. So we got a couple of small repairs. I got a couple of small repairs to make. I mean, we're talking probably 50 cents in damage, and I'll probably have it up and running in about 20 minutes time. So look for some future videos. Next time, like I said, I'm hoping to put ASX3 on, just show you how far it'll roll. The other thing, this has got the barometer built in, so when ASX3 is on, it limits your descent rate. So you have to start your descent from kind of further out. That's the main thing I wanted to show there, because it will, I mean, this plane literally will not let you do anything other than a perfect landing when ASX3 is on. And so it's so easy to fly that I've taken this thing up over other airplanes and put ASX3 on and let my wife fly it, because it's so easy to fly with ASX3 on. It's like it won't let you do anything other than fly into an obstacle. Like, it's not going to dodge a tree. But other than that, I mean, it's unbelievably easy to fly. It's always fun to fly. And if I didn't have 2 other aircraft and a can of batteries to fly today, I totally would have just fixed this piece and I would have flown it some more. But it looked like the rain was going to move in, and it moved on to the other aircraft. So keep a lookout. Next time around, I'll do more of a full demo with it and go through the ASX3 and how that affects the flight modes.